House Democrats must be unified, strategic, and unwavering. Those same attributes served us well in 2006 when we won the House, and I'm hopeful that I believe they will do so again. Without even asking anybody for a vote, I have over 2/3 of the caucus supporting me. It's a funny thing in a caucus or any place, when somebody challenges you, your supporters turn out, both internally in the caucus and in the country.
Nancy Pelosi expressing confidence she will retain her leadership post. Joining us now, the man officially challenging her for that position, Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan of Ohio. Also with us, senior writer at Politico and co-author of the playbook, Jake Sherman. So it's on, Tim.
Yeah, Congressman, why are you doing it?
We're not winning, and it's time for a change. I mean, we got shellacked Tuesday, but we go back to 2010, we lost. 2012, we didn't win enough seats.
How many House races have you lost since Barack Obama was in office?
68 since 2010.
You've lost 68 since 2010?
68 seats since 2010. We have the smallest majority since 1929 in our caucus. And if you take state and federal officials, Democratic officials, we have the smallest number since Reconstruction. No, so if that's not a call for doing something differently, I don't know what is.
Is that Nancy Pelosi's fault, though?
Well, I love Nancy Pelosi, and she's a friend of mine. She's a mentor. She's in our family, but we got to talk about how we move forward. And I think everybody bears some responsibility. But if we want to win the House back and we want to pick up the 30 or 40 seats, northern Florida, right, southern Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, where this big blue firewall fell, we need someone who can go to all these districts. I can go to all these districts, and I can promote the economic vision that we need in order to get those Trump voters back in our camp.
Jake, I want to read everyone, actually. The Wall Street Journal, the Democrats double down, Kimberly Strassel. What Democrats should realize, because everyone else does, is that voters rejected both their policies and their governance. Instead, Democrats think last week was an accident. All this denial has cleared the field for Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, the leading voice, now calling on the party to recognize it has erred and needs to change. She's telling the masses, however, that Democrats lost because they didn't get big enough. They didn't spend enough. They didn't regulate enough. Didn't socialize health care enough. Her prescription? Double down. That is precisely what Democrats are doing. In Mrs. Clinton's defeat, progressives see their chance to finally run the Democratic Party, and they may run it in the minority for a very long time.
Jake, Steve Schmidt said the morning after the election, said the Democrats are about to enter their Tea Party stage, and it's going to be a long, costly stage. I mean, the Democratic Party really is. They're fighting for their future right now. Do they go in the direction of Congressman Ryan, or do they go in the direction of Elizabeth Warren?
That's the question, and what Tim Ryan is doing is he is probably, some would call him insane for doing this, but he's taking what a lot of people...
Thank you, Jay.
He's taking what a lot of people are saying behind the scenes, and he knows this. People have been griping about Nancy Pelosi for some time, even people who publicly, like Congressman Ryan, say she's their friend. People say it's insane that the same leadership team of 70-something-year-old men and women are at the top of the party after this bloodbath. Now, Congressman Ryan has formidable, challenges. Nancy Pelosi raises huge piles of money, but like you said in the Kim Strassel column, people see her as a relic of the past. And to be clear, a lot of her liberal friends that have kept her in power, and I'm not saying liberal, that's not a derisive term, but a lot of her progressive allies in the House are retiring and are leaving. And Congressman Ryan is trying to play on the kind of emerging narrative. We need a new message. We need a new messenger. What we're doing ain't working. And it's an emerging narrative that he might be able to take advantage of. One more thought. He really can't lose here, because that clip that you played at the top of the segment said Nancy Pelosi, she said she has 2/3 of the caucus. Tim Ryan is probably going to get more than 1/3 of the caucus in this vote. So, Congressman, you're going to win either way.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Well, after he insulted me, he ended on a very good note. I appreciate that.
It wasn't an insult. It was a commentary.
As hell, but you're going to do okay.
That was a nice recovery on your relationship between the two, I think. So, Congressman, what should the Democratic Party be saying to people like the voters in your district, Youngstown, Akron, around, who may have voted for Barack Obama twice but went and voted for Donald Trump. What is the message the Democratic Party needs to put out that Nancy Pelosi and more progressive members are not putting forward?
We care about you. We go to your district. You know, we understand your needs. We understand what your family's going through. We understand that 75% of people in the country are one paycheck away from having their total life implode before them. It's about being there, and it's about talking to them and not talking down to them. And we come in with lines like, oh, we're going to get you retrained, you know, for what? You know, in these areas, there aren't a lot of jobs. People don't want to learn how to run a computer. They want to run a backhoe. And to me, we got to talk to that working class person, not white working class, black, brown, white, gay, straight, people who work for a living. And we've gotten away from that. And I think that's an important part. And we've got to go to districts. And I think when you talk like that, I think the Republicans are going to cut taxes for the wealthy. They're going to throw people off their health care. And they're going to privatize Medicare. Those are three issues that we should be able to take anywhere in the country with the proper messenger and bring folks back into the fold.
Would some of the people in your district have responded to Bernie Sanders' message better than they would have to Hillary Clinton's? In other words, this idea that the system is rigged in some way. Maybe they don't agree with his solutions to it, the socialist solutions. But does that message ring better with your people than does Hillary Clinton's?
The economic message was the message. Manufacturing, you know, and we realize we're not going to build steel mills that were in 50 or 60 years ago. But what's the new economy look like? What's America 2.0 look like? And Democrats should be leading this charge. Advanced manufacturing, additive manufacturing, the 3D printing stuff. That's a huge sector of the economy that's going to grow. Renewable energy. You want to bring manufacturing back? Let's start making windmills and solar panels. There's 8,000 component parts in a windmill, gear shifts, hydraulics. That's the stuff we make in places like Youngstown.
Right.
So what is the cultural gap between people in your district and people on the coast and the cities in the thriving heart of the Democratic Party as it currently stands? What's missing? What is separating people?
Income. I mean, I think
it's money.
It's people.
Yeah, but culturally, how is your county different than Nancy Pelosi's district? I mean, come on.
Well,
I've been to both of them.
Income.
And I think you put the stat up of the median income in San Francisco versus the median income in places like Youngstown, Ohio. I mean, just the mindset in a lot of these places is different because we have huge poverty, like the entire city. So Youngstown's 50% black, 50% white, and people just want an opportunity. And I think in a lot of places around the country, people have that opportunity that we don't have.
Income and the ability to aspire forward, to grow.
Yeah, what's the aspiration? You know, Democrats always used to be the party of aspiration. Even Reagan, I mean, when parties are clicking,
where you going?
It's about aspiration.
Well, how about Reagan and Bill Clinton? Hillary Clinton lost the same places that Bill Clinton cleaned up in. You know, by the way, there's a, Jake, really quickly, there's a great article, I think it's coming out this weekend in the Times, David Leonhardt, where he talks about the turnout, and he brings up this great stat. And I've always said Americans just aren't as ideological as we all say they are. And David writes that the large swaths of Wisconsin that were won by Barack Obama were also won by Donald Trump, Governor Scott Walker, and Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin. That shows you how much middle America is up for grabs.
It really is.
They aren't ideological. They want solutions.
And I think what Congressman Ryan is trying to do in challenging Nancy Pelosi is saying that, you know, it's not this is an endemic problem in the Democratic Party that we need to begin to solve, and she's not doing it. And I think if you get caught up in the Comey letter or all these other things, blaming that on Hillary Clinton's loss on that, I think you get in trouble. And I think that's what Democrats are beginning to say.
Willie, the lighting there is better. It doesn't look like an opium
I'm jealous.
den.
Yeah, they took away the purple lights.
Sometimes it looks like an opium den.
Maybe he just hasn't started.
That sounds pretty fun.
I'm radiating light, I think.
He hasn't lit up yet.
Yeah, sunshine and happiness.
Congressman Tim Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Jake Sherman, thanks to you as well.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.